people do leadership. And I know
Yes.
you had mentioned that you worked for some Fortune 500 companies, and we don't need to know which ones necessarily, but I would love to know like an example of how you've seen empathy and emotional intelligence integrated into leadership really well, and maybe an example where it didn't work out so well.
Absolutely. So I'm going to start with really well because I'm a positive person and I always like to start with the positive. And this really wasn't necessarily a Fortune 500 company, but I saw it in my career, if you will. I worked at a lot of agencies throughout my career, and I think that maybe it was my second job in my career. A woman his name is Charlotte Felcher. She has her own PR firm in Philadelphia. Really taught me what true leadership and empathy looks like so many different ways. But I think one of the ways I remember the most is we had a faux pas. There was something that happened and we put a client, doesn't matter. It was like a mistake. And I remember being young, I was in my 20s and I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. How are we going to fix it? You know what I mean? And I just kept apologizing. And she walked into my office and she was extremely calm. And she just looked at me and she said, it doesn't matter, because I kept saying, well, I did it. And she's like, it doesn't matter who did it. Let's just fix it. She was so like, it doesn't matter. It happened. Let's fix it. And I think that was a great example of just pure leadership. And then she's always showed me empathy. I've had some amazing bosses, leaders who really showed me empathy. Because, when you go through life, I was divorced twice and you declare personal bankruptcy and you're a single mom and you have all this and you work for somebody, there's got to be a level of compassion and empathy,
Yeah.
we hope. And I was really lucky because I worked with her during a tough time and she was phenomenal. And I worked with a woman, her name was Gretchen Rohde, in an agency, and she was phenomenal. She was one of the smartest leaders I ever worked with, in the sense that she said, she always hired moms. She loved moms. She loved hiring moms and she loved when they worked from home. There was this incredible trust and it was empathy because she knew the struggle's real. You have kids and maybe you have older parents you're caring for. And so when someone reaches out and says, I get it, I understand you're going through a lot, work from home today or come in late or whatever, that to me is showing that you care about that person as a human being. You may not understand exactly what they're going through, but maybe just try to put that hat on for 5 minutes that says, hey, John is dealing with a lot, and it doesn't even have to be a single mom. It doesn't have to be a mom. It could be a dad. It could be just any human being that just kind of needs somebody who they're working with to show them, I understand what you're going through. And quite honestly, family first. And that should be the rule always. And I always say that, family first. And, your business is important. And where you work is extremely important. But at the end of the day, it's got to be family first.
Yeah, I agree. And because your family, that's where you're supported. Or it should be, hopefully. I mean, that's your home base. These
Right.
are the people you come back to. And a job, yes, we have to work. We have to eat. Food, shelter, and clothing are nice. I like all of them. Totally pro food, shelter, and clothing. But I'm not working for a prize. I am not, I'm not pretending it's a volunteer thing because it's not. I am
Right.
trading my time and intelligence and hard work for money. And that's it. And if a company can't or won't understand that, usually it's a sign of much bigger problems underneath. That's a symptom of dysfunction that goes a lot deeper than just what's on the surface.